Hey there, I'm Hyde from havefunwithAIch. The cost of using AI is surprisingly hard to understand. A lot of it only becomes clear after you've actually used these tools in real work. In this video, I want to dig a little deeper into the real cost of AI. Not just subscription fees, but the hidden cost behind retrees, workflow, and getting the output you actually need. So if you're thinking about bringing AI into your business, or side hustle, or if you're already using it but you're not fully sure whether you're doing it the right way, this video should help. AI is convenient, it's fast, and it can give you answers that sound convincing. But if you use it the wrong way, it can cost far more than you expect. And those costs usually don't show up on the monthly pricing page. I've spent over 10,000 hours working with AI tools. What makes my case very different from that of an average user is the sheer number of hours and the level of production involved. I built and run our official websites myself. They are highly dynamic, custom-built systems, and even the video side is fully self-made from the ground up. So when I talk about AI cost, I'm not talking as someone who just tests tools for fun. I'm talking as someone who actually builds, operates, and produces with them. If you stay with me to the end, you'll have a much clearer idea of how to think about AI costs and how to calculate them more realistically. And if you find this video helpful, even a little, I'd really appreciate a like. First off, let's get a rough grasp of how current AI services actually work. Right now, most AI companies provide their services via the cloud. You are simply in the position of accessing a fraction of the functions and models those companies have set up. For example, say you ask an AI a question from your phone or PC. That data is sent to their servers. The AI interprets it and shoots back a reply. Behind the scenes, this relies on a system called an API, where your text is broken down and processed in units called tokens. The AI looks at the text and the metadata packed into those tokens and figures out, what does this guy want to do? What's the right answer here? Then it responds. And here's the kicker. Costs are incurred with every single one of those exchanges. Free up to X requests, or only the legacy model is free. That's why so many services set these kinds of caps. In short, even if it looks like a flat monthly service on the surface, in reality, every single process carries a cost. That's our baseline premise.
He's got a serious face, go game brain, lines of battle, under that frame, playing calm and cool, but I know the truth, he's just pretending.
So what about your everyday office work, coding assistance, or brainstorming business ideas? Most people use ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or Copilot for this. Despite minor differences, you can basically divide them into a fast and light response mode and a heavy thinking mode. So if you're just chatting or asking simple questions, the light response is plenty. But if you're using it for practical business tasks, you should assume you'll need a subscription that gives you access to the thinking models. That's point number one. Now I'm going to tell you something crucial. Every company's AI has clear strengths and weaknesses. You are never going to figure this out just by looking at the catalog specs these companies put out. Frankly, it's hard to even decipher them. They're probably all about the same. If that's what you think, you'd better change your mindset right now. Take ChatGPT and Copilot, for example. Even if they share the same lineage, the flavoring added by each company is completely different. Claude, of course, is its own beast. And Gemini? It was born and raised in a completely different environment. By the way, everything I'm about to say is based on the intuition I've gained through thousands of hours of my own playtime. So things might change in the future, but at least for right now, looking at it this way is highly practical. First, for development. In my experience, you shouldn't try to cover everything with just one, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, or Claude. If you're putting a project together, you are the PM. Let ChatGPT handle the PMO and organizational tasks. Assign the actual coding to Gemini. Leave operations, maintenance, and verification to Copilot or Claude. Think of it as dividing up the roles like that. This isn't just something I decided arbitrarily. It aligns closely with the strengths and weaknesses the AIs themselves seem to implicitly recognize. That's exactly why you shouldn't force one AI to do everything. You need to divide the labor to minimize your costs. Next, what about using them for daily conversation or long-term interactions? In this case, your choice depends entirely on how their memory works and what your goal is. Right now, Gemini is the best at simulating a highly advanced memory. Through memory work, referencing past threads, and picking up context, it's incredibly skilled at making it seem like it remembers you. ChatGPT has a dedicated memory space, like a bio, and it's excellent in its own right. It's a very luxurious setup. However, it has one flaw. From our side, we can't see the total capacity or its current state. Because of this, depending on how you use it or the server load, you might suddenly feel like you're getting the cold shoulder. In short, its processing and memory management are completely invisible to us. Claude is a bit more classical. You give it a certain amount of memory at the project level, and conversations are sustained by the context within the thread. Copilot is even further behind. It tends to forget the contents of a thread, starting from the oldest messages. So, if you want an AI to play a specific role, or if you want to maintain a long, consistent relationship with it, I will evaluate them in that exact order from top to bottom.
He said he hated iPhones. Woo! So one got left beside his tea. Now he's scrolling like it's home, like it always should have been his reach. Saving face with a half smile, just to test time only passing. He said he hated iPhones.
Now let's talk about video. This is a completely different ballgame. First, we have to define the objective. Maybe you're fine with somewhat loose generation, and you just want to use it broadly for social media. In that case, there are specific functional points to look at. Setting aside narration, you're going to want audio. You'll want ambient sound, you want to output in HD or higher. And ideally, it should be able to generate still images as well. That kind of comprehensive capability is what matters. On the other hand, if you're demanding Hollywood-level intense action, strict physical movements, a sense of weight, and spatial awareness, you're looking at a completely different world. In this case, if you prioritize samurai action and strict movements like we do at havefunwithAIch, what you need to look for is crystal clear. It's not about how plausible it looks. It's about how close you can get to real-world physics. How deeply can it handle weight and spatial dynamics? That's what counts. In short, you can't lump all video AIs together. Do you want to make something that just looks good for social media? Or do you want to pursue strict, accurate movement? That single difference completely changes what tool you should choose and how much it will cost. For most people, the former is plenty. But if you value the strictness of action like I do, your choices inevitably narrow down. What I want to say here is this. Looking solely at the unit price of a video AI is meaningless. Will it give you something close to your goal on the first try? How few corrections will you need to make? You have to factor all of that in before you can even talk about cost.
Isn't that beautiful? He says it when it finally fits. Every line, every color in place, like they always should have been. Isn't that beautiful? He whispers as the chaos thins, all the mess turning into a grid. Isn't that beautiful?
When it comes to still images, my stance is very clear. First of all, a still image is something that is complete in and of itself. You should not use it as a substitute for video. The strength of a still image AI is its ability to take a user's prompt and return the most perfect moment from its trained data. It's powerful precisely because it functions as a single, standalone piece of art. Conversely, if you try to use it as a base for a video, you run into problems. If you want to maintain character consistency, you have to align multiple outputs using the exact same seed under similar conditions with similar results. This eats up a massive amount of time and money. Therefore, its primary use should be when the still image itself is the final content. Over at my place, we haven't even had an active subscription for a still image AI for a long time. How you choose one is, in a way, simple. Look for the ones with the largest training datasets, the most users, the famous ones. The mindset is basically trying to pull a winning lottery ticket from those major players. But again, that's only if you're using them as still images. I do not recommend casually repurposing them as a foundation for video production.
Lucky clumsy Momoka falling forward saves the day. She slips, the world lines up in the strangest perfect way. In a world of psychic queens, she just laughs and goes off key. Lucky clumsy Momoka, still the idol on the screen. When the charm is fun.
Now we get to the most important part. AI generation, especially in the world of images and video, has a structure that is very close to a gacha mechanic. For Japanese viewers, this might be a very familiar concept. As a system, it shares a lot of DNA with gambling, and in this scenario, naturally, it's structurally designed so the house always wins. So please don't think it's normal to keep spinning the wheel until I get what I want. That's simply not true. If you correctly understand and leverage the system, you can heavily guide the parts where the AI makes its own judgments. There is actually a method to narrow it down to the point where it essentially has to output exactly what you want. To do that, you have to acknowledge the character limits and processing constraints of the API system, and then pack in absolutely everything that is necessary. As for the unnecessary elements, you don't just leave them out. You engineer them to act as bait to guide the AI. You need that level of prompt design. Just being conscious of this alone will probably change your results dramatically. Those prompt theories you believe in, or the methods of those people who look successful online. Is there an actual methodology there? If there is no methodology, you shouldn't trust it. It's highly likely they just got lucky. It's nothing more than a product of the Gacha spin. At the Have Fun with AI channel, we use this methodology to output videos almost entirely without relying on Gacha mechanics. And we do this with videos that are normally considered highly difficult to generate. We call that methodology the sync seeding method.
Sink seeding method. Drop a thought in the deep, let it spread out wide. Every frame, every echo is a fragment of us on the other side. We're writing the rules as we go. Let the current rearrange what we know. Sink seeding method, we dissolve.
So how should we really look at costs? The answer is simple. The true definition of cost is the total cost incurred right up to the exact moment you obtain your desired result. It's not about whether the monthly fee is cheap. It's not about whether a single generation is cheap. How many times did you spin the wheel before you got what you wanted? How many times did you start over? How much did you compare, discard, and revise? All of that is your cost. Therefore, the place you should actually be spending your money isn't on mindlessly mashing the generate button. It's on reproducibility. You should be investing your costs into building a framework that guarantees you get closer to your target. If you can take even one piece of that mindset away finally, let me leave you with a secret calculation method. You can't just add up the dollars and cents to figure out your AI costs. Like I've been saying, you need to choose the option that minimizes the total cost it takes until your target is output because someone else is using it, because an influencer praised it. choosing a tool for those reasons is a mistake. Why? Because more often than not, their objective and your objective are not going to match. Do you want to do admin work? Do you want to code? Do you want a conversation? Do you want to make a video? Do you want to make still images? If the goal is different, the choice that yields the minimum cost will naturally change. So you shouldn't be looking at popularity. You should be looking at whether it's the absolute shortest path to your goal. When it comes to your costs, AI companies hold absolutely zero responsibility. Because the current AI industry itself is still in the middle of groping around for a business model, there is no such thing as an absolute right answer for how to use this stuff. It is extremely fluid. However, there is a perspective, a way of thinking that will consistently get you closer to the right answer every single time. Don't just look at the pricing tier. Don't choose based on popularity alone. And always think in terms of the total cost it takes until your desired output is in your hands. If you can take even one piece of that mindset away from this video,